Today I'm going to be trying the UK's largest barbecue restaurant chain. You probably know which one I'm talking about already, but apparently they serve a massive barbecue meat platter that's supposed to be delicious. So let's go try it out and see what it's like. And here it is, Hickory Smokehouse. So I think this location is only about a year old. It used to be a pub, which I made a previous video in. Well, let's head in here and see what it's like and see what it's been renovated and changed to. Here it goes. Let's head in. Okay, and I've made it inside. Let me show you what it looks like. So this is it. It's kind of, does it look like an old American countryside look with the wooden beams and the stonework? We've got little booths, but it's a pretty nice looking inside. Rustic decor. Let's check out the menu. So this is the menu. So I think they've got a brunch option with various breakfast things like pancakes, chicken and waffles, muffins too. But then you have the big proper menu, which is like a massive newspaper. Smoking barbecue 8 days a week. You've got a massive piece of meat there. Let's open it up and see what's on the inside. So on this side you've got the appetizers, like what have we got? Tacos, corn dogs, corn chips, got mac and gumbos, different sides. Then you've got other briskets, pork ribs, beef ribs, and then something called a smokehouse platter, which I think is probably what I'm going to go for. It's ideal for two, it says, but I think you can get it for one. And then on the back we have some more burgers and mains. So various big massive burgers with chicken and beef. We've even got sea bass and fish. And also, maybe if I have room, I'll get some dessert, although I'm not so sure if I will, with it being a big massive meat platter. Okay, so food ordered, and they give you a bottle of water for your table and popcorn. So let's have a quick try of these. Salty and sweet. And let's pour a quick drink and prepare for this massive barbecue feast. Right, and my food has arrived, and this platter is huge. Let me give you a closer look at what's on it. Check this out. Look at the size of this platter and food. So let me go through what you have. So I think starting over here you have some, I think it's cornbread, which looks delicious. Got some coleslaw on the top, which looks like some pickled jalapeños. You've got your fries as well. And then to this big meat feast, we've got a huge sausage, we've got some beans with maybe some crackling on top. We've got some gravy, some ribs on this side. This over here is some more ribs, and then we've got brisket on the bottom there. This is one massive meal. Check that out. Let's dig into this. Right, let's try out this meal. So the first thing I'm going to go for is the fries. So check those out. Big, massive, long, golden fries. Feel crispy. Let's try them. So these, they're crispy on the outside. A really nice sort of fried, oily flavour. The inside is soft and fluffy. Really good potato flavour too. Delicious. You know what though? Let's try them dipped in this sort of gravy that you got with it. Check that out. Some nice gravy dipped in the fries. Here it goes. Okay, so this sauce is sweet, it's smoky, it's salty. It's like a barbecue gravy. Delicious. Okay, let's go in for some of the meats. So the first one we're going to try is some of these ribs. So check that out. Not totally sure which ones they are. It could be baby back ribs, but I think they have Memphis-style ribs too. This looks like it's got some good bark on the outside, some herbs on the top, and maybe a rub before it's barbecued. Let's go in for a bite of this. Okay, yep, so these ribs, they're really meaty. You get a good porky flavour and herby flavour too. Delicious. There's so many things to try here. I don't know what to move on to next. Let's try this huge, massive sausage. Let's break a bit off and I'll show you what it looks like. Check that out. Good charring on the outside. Looks meaty in the middle. Let's go for a bite of this. So that is almost like a cheesy sausage. So I think you've actually got cheese in the middle. But this is really spicy too. It's got a kick. It's meaty. A good snap on the outside. And good charring flavour. I think though it needs to be dipped in this smoky barbecue gravy. Now check that out. Smoky, spicy, sweet sausage that's cheesy, dipped in barbecue sauce, gravy. You know what? I think this sauce might actually have a bit of Jack Daniel's alcohol in there because it has that flavour. Next up, to cool down a bit, let's try out some of this coleslaw with some pickled red onion on the side. Let's try a bit of this to cool the spice down a bit before we try the next meat. So this is cheesy, it's creamy, we've got a good black pepper flavour too. Cools down the spice well. Okay, so next meat, let's move on to, I've just spotted they have chicken wings, so check that out. I've got some chicken wings, let's try these out. So these almost taste deep fried. They've got a good crunch on the outside, like they've got a bit of batter on there, but I don't think they have. Meat on the inside is soft, juicy, good chicken wings. But can we dunk it though in the barbecue gravy? I think we can. This might improve it. Let's try it. The sweetness and the syrupiness of that gravy definitely improves it. Let's go in for some more of the meat. So we've got some more ribs here and another big sort of fat rib over there too. I think this might be brisket, or is this brisket? There's so much meat, I don't even know what is what. Let's try out some of these ribs next. So check out the sauce and the bark on that. Where do I even begin? Let's just go in. Can we pull out a rib and go for a bite? Comes clean off the bone, check that out. Here we go, let's go for a bite of the meat. So again, that's like well spiced, a little bit of a kick, really meaty, smoky too, and the smoky barbecue sauce on the outside adds some sweetness. Let's go for another meat break with these beans. So check those out. Pretty big portion of beans, some crispy things on top. I think it might be crackling. And you know what? These beans have got some pulled pork in them. So check this out. And look at these beans with pulled pork and crackling. I can't wait for this one. Let's go for a bite of this. Okay, so you get the softness of the beans, the meatiness of the pork, and then the crunchiness of the crackling on top, all in a sweet barbecue flavoured sauce. Okay, so next up, I want to try, I'm not totally sure what this is, but I think it might be a giant beef rib. Now look at the size of that. And look at the size of this bone, which just comes straight off. Look how clean the meat comes off that bone there. I think that's probably like a beef rib because it's massive, and you get a whole load of big pieces of meat that just fall apart in my fingers as I'm holding them. But check that out. Look at the colour on the outside, the smokiness and juiciness. It's literally just crumbling in my fingers. Let's try it. So that is definitely beef. You can get that flavour straight away. But the outside is soft, smoky, a little sweet too, and the meat is so juicy. Right, let's dip some of it in this sauce. Check that out. So this sweet barbecue gravy with this juicy pork or juicy beef rib. Here it goes. So the sweetness, smokiness, and sort of Jack Daniels-y flavourness of this gravy goes with everything. Next up, let's go for some of this cornbread. Now, can I pick this whole thing up? I can. So check that out. So that is cornbread. Not totally sure what it is. It kind of looks like a giant scone. Let's just go for a bite of it. So what does that kind of taste like? I'm not too sure. I can't really describe it. It's almost a cross between a scone, bread, and corn on the cob all together. And it's soft with a little bit of chew inside. Let's try it though, dipped in this sweet barbecue gravy again though. I think this is going to work well. So this cornbread is like a sponge and just soaks up that flavour. This is getting so messy. I think there's probably sauce all over my mouth and my fingers. But the last thing I think we need to try is some of this beef brisket. So check that out. Really big meaty pieces. You can see the different colours from the outside to the inside. Let's just go for a bite of this beef brisket. So that is some juicy, tender meat. You get the meat and also the fat on there that melts in your mouth and just adds some beefy flavour. But I think again though, we need to dip it in this smoky, sweet barbecue gravy. And it's so soft, it just falls apart. Here it goes. You know what? I think we need to combo some of these up, so let's go in for some of the sausage in some of these beans. So here it goes. Sausage, beans, and pulled pork. Let's try this combo out. So the sweetness of the beans there really does help the sausage. And next up, let's go in for some chips, some brisket, and some coleslaw. Okay, and then for the ultimate bite of this meal, I've got everything, all the meats on one bite. So check that out. Got some brisket, some sausage, pulled pork, all the different ribs, a bit of chicken, and then a dunk in this really nice, sweet, smoky barbecue gravy. Here it goes. I don't even know how I'm going to finish this, but let me give it a go. And I'm not sure if I'll have room for dessert. If not, I'll join you outside where I'll go through the costs of this meal. I've only just realised they give you an apron, a paper apron to put on top, but it's kind of a little too late now since I'm already halfway through the meal. I've got a little stain on my top. What a great meal that was. Sadly though, no room for dessert. There was so much food there, I even got a takeaway bag to have later. But everything was delicious. The meats were juicy, sweet, soft, they fell off the bone, and the barbecue sauce, the smoky sweet barbecue sauce, that was fantastic. You need to have that with every bite. Right, let me give you a total cost of that meal. Okay, so the total cost of that meat platter was £34, and there was clearly enough for 2 people, so if you split it between 2, that's great value. You even got some free popcorn thrown in, which was really delicious too. It was sweet and salty, a really nice flavour. Anyway, what did you think of Hickory Smokehouse? Now, how did it compare with my award-winning barbecue from last week? Comment down below your thoughts. I think I have to say, I might have enjoyed this one a little bit more. Anyway, if you like the video, click on the thumbs up icon below and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.